Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Mr. Nzih with you today to explain for you a very important rule in grammar entitled with the comparatives and superlatives. Today we are going to know the difference between comparative and superlatives. First, comparative and superlatives are special forms of adjectives. They are used to compare two or more things. Generally, comparatives are formed using ER and superlatives are formed using EST. Forming comparatives and superlatives. How these forms are created depends on how many syllables there are in the adjectives. Syllables are like sounds. Beats, for instance, sing contains one syllable, but singing contains two. Sing and ing, here are the rules. One syllable adjectives. One syllable adjectives generally form the comparative by adding er and the superlative by adding est. E.g., adjective like soft, comparative softer, and superlative the softest. Number two, adjective like cheap, cheaper, the cheapest. Sweet, sweeter, the sweetest. Thin, thinner, the thinnest. Spelling rule. Note that if a one-syllable adjective ends in a single vowel letter followed by a single consonant letter, the consonant letter is doubled, e.g., thin, thinner, big, biggest. If an adjective ends in E, this is removed when adding ER or EST, e.g., wide, wider, widest. If an adjective ends in a consonant followed by Y, Y is replaced by I when adding ER or EST, e.g., dry, drier, driest. Two-syllable adjectives. Two-syllable adjectives ending in ed or ing, ful, or less always form the comparative with more and the superlative with the most, e.g., worried, more worried, the most worried. Boring, more boring, the most boring. Careful, more careful, the most careful. Useless, more useless, the most useless. Two-syllable adjectives ending in ed, ing, ful, or less always form the comparative with more and the superlative with the most, as we said before. Three or more syllables. Adjectives which have three or more syllables always form the comparative and superlative with more and the most. For example, adjective like dangerous, comparative more dangerous, superlative the most dangerous. Difficult, more difficult, the most difficult, as we see. Now, I'm going to ask you some questions and you are going to answer. What is the superlative of small? Number two, what is the superlative of deep? And you have the choices. You are going to choose one. What is the comparative of heat? Number four, what is the superlative of unpleasant? Number five, what is the superlative of soft. Number 6. What is the comparative of destructive? Other forms of comparison. As plus adjective or adverb plus as to show similarity. For example, she is as tall as her sister. Number 2. Not so or as plus adjective or adverb plus as to show difference. For example, it isn't so or as far as we thought. Number 3, less or least to show inferiority. For example, the museum we visited yesterday was less interesting than the one we visited last week. Number 4, the plus comparative. The plus comparative to describe two actions or situation, the second of which comes as a result of the first. For example, the more you study, the better you will do in the test. Comparative plus and plus comparative to indicate continual increase or decrease. For example, the car was going faster and faster. Now, thank you for your listening today. I hope we meet soon, inshallah. Thank you.